The January 6th committee was set up for the very specific purpose of giving somebody like Jack Smith the reason to go charge President Trump.
Quote, the January 6th committee threatened to make his life hell.
With Liz Cheney, there is a lot of allegations around about her untoward behaviour.
Today, I came to party.
Spotlight's on Liz Cheney. She thought she'd get away with it, destroying all those emails, destroying evidence. And she thought that Kamala Harris would win. That's why she threw in with Kamala Harris, though she said for years that Kamala Harris was a terrible candidate. Then magically, when she sees that Trump's coming to office and she could be in trouble for destroying emails, just like Hillary Clinton, Liz Cheney flips and goes, I'm for Kamala Harris. Well, Kamala Harris lost. Now Trump's back in office. And now her last chance is for Biden to give her a preemptive and sweeping pardon.
The Inspector General is coming out with all of these facts. Does that mean that Liz Cheney and the J6 committee knew about this?
Well, wouldn't that be great to know, Maria? But they destroyed all the documents on their way out. So again, this whole thing was propped up. I just think you have to look at the arc of the story here. The January 6th committee was set up for the very specific purpose of giving somebody like Jack Smith the reason to go charge President Trump.
That's right.
And to take him out politically.
All roads lead back to Jack Smith. That's why we laid so much tread with Jack Smith over the last year, because this conspiracy is much bigger than you thought it was. Very well organized. Although it really doesn't take much to get a Democrat to break the law and pursue Trump and bend the law. You just have to throw one little Scooby snack out there, one little bone out there, and they're like ready to throw all the rules out, totally break all the rules, create new precedent. For them, it's easy. It's not that hard. Doesn't take a lot of arm twisting. They break the law like that. They throw the Constitution out like that. They throw tradition out like that. They're all, who cares? Electoral College, throw it out. Here's Insurrection Barbie, Liz Cheney, and the entire J6 committee destroyed documents on their way out. For that alone, they needed to be prosecuted. That is a federal crime. So document tampering, removal of evidence, all that. Liz Cheney accused of destroying 117 January 6th files. It'll be easy to recover these things, guys, by the way. We'll get them. Says she should not go to jail. Well, that's your opinion.
Quote, the January 6th committee threatened to make his life hell if he kept claiming that his former boss authorized National Guard deployment before the riot. All right. So Miller claims that members intimidated him, warned that they would repeatedly bring him in for hours of additional testimony if he kept going on TV and defending the former president's actions. According to Miller, Liz Cheney was running the show, and apparently his claim that Trump was willing to call up the National Guard in the days leading up to January 6th to protect the Capitol, well, that was ruining their predetermined outcome, her narrative. A narrative that was, we now know, full of, well, outright lies. And despite Cheney's dishonest and self-aggrandizing smear campaign, well, the defense secretary, says that Trump, in fact, did ask for sufficient National Guard protection at the Capitol in the days leading up to January 6th. So did the Capitol Police Chief, Sund.
All that information came out too late for Trump. But it was true. Trump asked for more and more security to be around during the big parade that he had at J6. And their claim was that he was the one that blocked it, and it's not true. So everything Nancy Pelosi said about the event was a lie. Everything that Chuck Schumer said about the event was a lie. Everything Adam Schiff said about the event was a lie. Everything that the media covered up, but most of all, everything Liz Cheney said about that day. Just the basic facts, nuts and bolts facts to keep you from finding out the truth. And I'm not even setting up a conspiracy. I'm not even going into the however many 26 FBI agents going around in plain clothes. I'm not even talking about that. All the Ray Epps stuff. That stuff is not that interesting to me. What interests me is stuff that we know, that's easy to find out. It's easy to know that Trump asked for enough security for the event, and he was denied it. because they didn't want it to look like a big military takedown. But Trump asked.
You know, that's the whole thing. They had a Hollywood producer, Maria, come in and do the January 6th hearings with Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger and that whole crew. It was a total joke. They destroy the documents on the way out. Jack Smith props up these ridiculous cases that, of course, had no legal merit. The Supreme Court knocks it out with the presidential immunity ruling anyway. Fani Willis, their second in command, is meeting at the White House coordinating. The number 3 person at DOJ goes to the New York prosecutor's office. And President Trump stared all of it down, and won in a mandate, won the popular vote, and here we go now with an opportunity for a real reform agenda. So as terrible as all this stuff was, the light at the end of the tunnel here is we're on the precipice, I think, of a great American renewal here, not just economically, not just militarily, but for transparency.
America's never been this honest before what Trump is proposing to do. That means right before the dawn, it's always the darkest. That is, right now under Biden, America's never been more dishonest in the last 4 years. Our country, our government has never lied as much, set up as many conspiracies, covered up as much evidence, slandered an opponent, invented lies about an opponent, invented lies about more people. They lied about half of America. Remember, Biden said we were mega MAGA Republicans and that we were a threat, not the normal Republicans, which we find out now there's hardly any normal Republicans. We're all mega MAGA Republicans. And Biden tried to convince the rest of the country and pressure them to believing that we were supremacists and racists, which is, of course, just the most disgusting, terrible thing even to think. And he's using his words to say it. And now they were starting to erect institutions to prosecute it, to imprison us. Normal people who prayed, who didn't believe in what they call women's health care. They're psycho.
First, Liz Cheney, the word is that do you believe she destroyed evidence over the January 6th commission? And do you believe that she may have committed a crime? Why are the Biden officials talking about issuing her a pardon?
All the people that are listed as going to get pardons, this sort of diplomatic immunity or democratic immunity for crimes not even charged by Joe Biden, they're obviously guilty of something, because otherwise why would they be wanting pardons? And I think this shows with Liz Cheney, there is a lot of allegations around about her untoward behaviour during the J6 committee that she was vice chair of. And there's a lawyer, Stephen Pasanto, who has made a bar complaint in the DC bar against her for communicating with his client, Cassidy Hutchinson, without him.
Liz Cheney could get disbarred. Did you hear that? That's what I'm hoping for. Everybody disbar Liz Cheney. We're on this. That's the least that should happen. If she met with a client without his permission. Now I'm just throwing this one in at the end. Here's Adam Kinzinger lying to you about drones, saying that they're normal airplanes. And then I'm going to show a video image of drones next to him while he's saying they're just airplanes.
We don't see a threat here. And look, honestly, every video I've seen, and I've spent the last couple of days looking at every one of these videos, every video I have seen on Twitter or on the internet are all airplanes.
That's a drone.
They're literally
Adam.
all airplanes. Some of them will show an airplane that's kind of...
He lied to you about the J6. He's lying to you now about drones. All of the Democrats, and I mean these rhinos too, I call them Adam Kinzinger a Democrat, and so is Liz Cheney. They're lying to you. They despise you. And thank the Lord that Trump won and their side, the totalitarians, lost. I'm Doug, in exile.